Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Yesterday I talked about Syrah, also known as Shiraz, in Australia. Today I'll be going over part 3 of my 4-part series on the GSM-Rhone blend. Naturally, the third and final grape I will be discussing is Mourvedre, also known as Monastrell. So why am I doing these videos? Well, the majority of you have probably heard of some of the following varietals: Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Riesling, and Moscato. I, however, would like to introduce to you to grapes that you've probably never heard of. At the beginning of each video, I will remind you of a few things. First and foremost, anyone can learn how to smell and taste wine. Your sensations of taste and smell are determined by the chemicals that are in food and drink. When we say we're smelling tobacco or we're tasting dark chocolate, we're not making this up. With time, you can train yourself to seek out individual smells. Just swirl your wine glass, close your eyes, and think about what you're smelling and tasting. This will help you appreciate and analyze wine. I'll keep bringing up several terms that I will define at the beginning of each video. Body is the mouthfeel you have when you taste the wine. It is analogous to milk. If it feels like whole milk, that's full-bodied. If it's like skim milk, it's light-bodied. If it's 2%, it's medium-bodied. Tannin is the astringency you feel in your mouth that some wines have. It makes your tongue feel like it's sticking to the side of your teeth or to the roof of your mouth. Acidity is how watery your mouth feels after swallowing. The more watery, the higher the acidity, and all wines are acidic. Outside of the label, alcohol can also be guessed by how much the wine burns at the top of your throat when it goes down. Okay, so on to the grape. I was going back and forth in my head as to whether to jump into the GSM-Rhone blend without talking about the other grapes involved. My reasoning was that most people have probably heard of Grenache and Syrah. On the one hand, these wines aren't necessarily that well known. In spite of the fact that Syrah is the 7th most planted grape in the United States, I believe that more people on the street know about Riesling, which isn't even in the top 10, than Syrah. So I deemed the videos for the grapes of the GSM-Rhone blend as necessary. Mourvedre is also known as Monastrell in Spain and other parts of the world. It is grown in the southern Rhone region of France and in central Spain, but also is focused on the Valencia region of Spain, in particular that which is the closest to the Mediterranean. In fact, the top 5 growers of Mourvedre are Spain, France, Australia, the United States, and South Africa. Before purchasing or opening your bottle of Mourvedre, see that it is around 4 to 5 years old. This is because younger bottles come across as having sulfur or barnyard-like smells. Obviously, no one wants to experience those sensations. Mourvedre is a very temperamental grape. On the one hand, it loves the hot sun, but it also needs to have its roots grown in the water. Naturally, this seemingly absurd combination makes the grape a challenge to grow. Plus, Mourvedre is prone to powdery mold, downy mold, and overly vigorous foliage. Most historians agree that the Phoenicians brought the grape to Valencia region of Spain around 500 BC. It is believed that the grape has been in France since at least the 1500s. Australia had brought Mourvedre over to the continent in the mid-1800s, and it also reached California by the 1860s. So what can you expect from Mourvedre? Well, it's a full-bodied red wine. Mourvedre is very dry. It has a very high level of tannin. Mourvedre also has a medium level of acidity and has a medium-high level of alcohol. Mourvedre wine is meant to be drunk in a red wine glass should you have one. Mourvedre is also to be served between 60 to 68 degrees, which is known as room temperature. Should you have the patience, Mourvedre can be stored anywhere from 5 to 15 years. You can spend around $14 for a good bottle of Mourvedre wine, which is pretty reasonable for an obscure wine. So what are some of the smells and tastes you can expect from Mourvedre? Blackberry, black pepper, cocoa, tobacco, and roasted meat. Pair it with smoked meats and barbecue for a fun cookout experience. So if you're already a fan of Syrah, give Mourvedre a try. Anyway, this is Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Join me Monday for my final video of my 4-part series, when I will discuss another important wrap-up, if you will, for the GSM-Rhone blend. And thank you so much for watching.